Hi, welcome to the 2024 Holiday Collab, the Holiday Hop. Our theme is vintage, and I'll be doing this collab with my friend Sylvia over at You and Me FPP, Melissa, Practically Creative, and our friend Dawn at My Quilt Projects. We have all kinds of good inspiration for y'all for the next 12 days from November 29th to December 10th. I think that's 12 days. Don't check my facts. Take a screenshot of what you need for this if you missed it. I'm getting my fabrics. Now I'm making 3 of these, and I'll tell you the story that goes with these really quick as I'm cutting my fabrics. When I was young, my mom used to make things all the time. Sewing things, just things, clothes, things. I remember one Christmas, my brother, and I'm sure she either intended or did make us all one, I just don't remember, but I distinctly remember my brother had a small pillow that was probably 2 inches, 3 inches by 6 inches long, and I'm guessing I was little. And his name embroidered, probably hand embroidered, on the front of it. And I think there was just a string to hold it onto the tree. So I put down fabric on how to do this. We can make a strip out of fabric or lace. You can put a piece of lace in it to make the string to hold it. But I thought that was cute. That was something I remember. That's not something I've seen anybody else do. And I thought the minky on the back would make the baby girl in our life very happy. Kiddos like cuddly. Plus, it's going to match the quilt I'm making her. And she's a Toy Story fan. I wish I had Jessie from the Toy Story on a piece of fabric, but I don't. So this will have to do, and she'll love it. She is such a sweetie. So this one is the one I'm using for strap. I just cut 2 1-inch pieces of fabric, put them together, and I'll take them over to my sewing table and use them later. And I'm going for 6 to 7 inches long. It's not a science. This went really fast, so I thought I'd show you all the fabrics I'm using. This cow fabric has some blue in it, but I don't think anybody's going to notice when I put black sparkly fabric on the back. These are pieces of fabric that I've got left over from quilts I've made with minky. That sparkle, by the way, does not come off. Good to know, right? So there's one, and I printed the names off like I do for my embroidery towels. I printed them off on my printer at about 2 inches high just to fit that space. So I've got all of my fabrics cut. It wasn't that fast. And I need my water soluble. I'm just doing 2 pieces water soluble, just like I do my towels. I figure if it's good enough for a plush towel, it's good enough for minky. I'm just doing 2 pieces, and I'm doing those 2 inches by 5 inches because why use more than I have to. Same thing with the stabilizer, the stabilizer I'm putting on the back. Now I used a tearaway stabilizer when I did this because I wanted to use, or not a tearaway, I used a cutaway stabilizer because I have a lot of it, and I figured it wouldn't hurt in these little pillows to have a little bit left when I cut off around it. And the stabilizer goes on top of the minky, the water soluble goes on top, and the cutaway goes underneath, and then the name will go on top of the water soluble, just like the blankets, the towels I make. I tried with my sewing machine to copy this with it's a tight zigzag stitch. That's what I was going for when I was copying these letters. I thought that was a cute, simple script that maybe I could follow. Plus, I used the back stitch. Instead of tying off all my ends like I usually do, I got confident. And like my friend Melissa said, just use the back stitch. Cut off your junction. I'd call them jump points. When I go from one letter to the next, cut the connecting thread off. It'll be fine. We hope. I lost a little bit of the Y, but that's okay. I can, you know, cut it off right there. It's no big deal on both of them. Instead of using my 60 weight in the bobbin like I'm supposed to, according to the owner's manual, I did use my, I can't remember if it's a 40 or 50 weight polyester I usually use, but I just left it in the bobbin, and I didn't have any trouble once I got that to come off that spool properly. This machine is very finicky about how thread comes off spools. It's like a shell game every time I put a new spool of thread on, or a different one. This was actually a Coates and Clark polyester from Walmart. It had a very nice sheen to it. I was cutting my jump stitches, whatever they're called. Ask somebody else. And now that I've got that embroidered and I've taken the paper off the front, I'm cutting the paper off the back and making the strap, which I'm not even measuring. I'm just folding that over. Meet the ends in the center and then fold it over again, kind of like we would binding. I didn't measure. I didn't press it. You could glue it right here to make sure it stays shut, but it's not a big piece. This was so easy, so fast, and so nice. I'm just doing kind of an eighth of an inch probably from the side, making sure I get all of that side. I'm clipping the strap. About an inch in from the name, half inch. And I'm going to tack that down real fast, as close to the side as I can, the edge of my fabric. I just want to tack that down real quick so I don't have to worry about it coming undone. And yeah, that's staying in the pillow. Now I'm taking it right side with that strap inside, and I'm putting this piece of cotton fabric on top of it. Now because I cut my minky a half inch longer, I probably could have done it all the way around. I wasn't thinking, I was just kind of making it up as I went along, trying to imitate my mother's. So I put the pins in either ends, in the corners, then in the center, and then I kind of just gathered it equal distances, you know, like you'd ease in a seam, ease in the fabric, I mean. I'll get the words. Like you'd ease in the fabric if you've got too much. That just gives it a little bit more room when I stuff it, but it would have came out either way. I use my clips to mark the opening and the closing area because I'm going to turn this out, and I'm going to leave a couple inches there. Back stitch and just sew all the way around it at a 1/4 inch, just like we do with seams for our quilting. I'm stopping on the corners and turning, taking my pins out as I go along. You don't want to sew over your pins until I get all the way around to that other clip. I'll take it out. I'll do a back stitch right there real quick. Sometimes I clip my corners, sometimes I don't. It's okay. Don't stress. I'm trying to find the opening. And I'm just going to turn it out. I'm not going to get the purple thing or anything. I'm going to poke those corners out with my fingernail as best I can, which is pretty good. And make sure that handle is pulled up. Now this is all the batting from another project. The scraps, I am just stuffing these, starting in the corners. I'm just stuffing them with that. And then I'll close it. It took me a couple attempts to close this because I have a horrible time catching that edge both sides. Now I've pulled it, I've got both of those edges turned in, so there is no raw edge, and I'm just doing top stitch on it. You can do all the way across if you want. I'm just doing where it's opened, cutting that off, and we're good. We've finished an ornament, and it's so cute. I can see so many uses for this. You could make hearts and embroider the last name on them. You could just do the fabric and use a paint marker, a fabric paint, and put the name on it. Wouldn't that be cute? Make a door hanger? I wonder if that was a door hanger. It seemed like it was a Christmas ornament. No, it was a Christmas ornament. And that winds up my vintage holiday ornament. Fast, simple, easy, personalized gift. Maybe it gives you inspiration to make something of your own. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. Don't forget to check out my friends, Dawn at My Quilt Projects, Sylvia at UME and Melissa at Practically Creative. I hope you have happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Take care, and especially this time of year, be the light you hope to see in others.